What role does the kernel play in computer software? Imagine your computer as a busy city. The kernel is like the traffic cop directing cars, buses, and pedestrians to keep everything moving smoothly. Without it, chaos would take over. The kernel is the core part of the operating system that connects software applications to the physical hardware of your computer. When you turn on your device, the kernel is the first to load and stays active until you shut down. It manages the computer's main resources, like the processor, memory, and input-output devices such as keyboards, mice, and printers. Think of the kernel as a middleman that helps programs talk to hardware without needing to know the technical details of each device. It controls how memory is allocated, so each program has its own space and prevents them from interfering with each other. It also decides which program gets to use the processor and for how long, enabling multiple programs to run at the same time. When you press keys or save files, the kernel handles these input and output operations behind the scenes. The kernel also manages hardware through special programs called device drivers. These drivers act like translators, allowing the kernel to communicate with different hardware components. It keeps your system stable and secure by running user programs in a protected mode called kernel mode, which gives it full control over the system. This setup prevents malicious or faulty programs from directly accessing hardware, keeping everything safe. In simple terms, the kernel creates a layer of abstraction that hides the complexity of hardware from software developers. Instead of writing code for each hardware piece, programs use standardized commands called system calls to request services like opening files or connecting to the internet. There are different types of kernels. Some, called monolithic kernels, include many functions in one large program. Others, called microkernels, keep core functions minimal and run other services separately. Regardless of the type, the kernel's main job is to manage resources efficiently and keep everything running smoothly. Without the kernel, your computer couldn't run applications or recognize hardware devices at all. It schedules tasks, manages memory, isolates programs from each other, and handles communication with hardware, all without you ever seeing it. Think of it as the silent conductor making sure every part of your computer orchestra plays in harmony. In digital basics, you can think of the kernel as the traffic controller of your computer. It guides data and instructions between software and hardware, making sure everything happens in the right order and stays safe. This role is essential for your entire system to work properly and efficiently.